Rest us. Re nyako remelle ganyane re jiveng ganyane akere. Re mutlise mo staging le ena bine ganyane ro tlolle mebile ya rena. So re tlo gopela gore ba ba le mo staging le mbona ensemble ba ke ba re direle dipina tše pedi le dance tše pedi before Deputy President take over the podium. Ensemble, you can go ahead.
Mandela.
representatives of other countries that are here. Deputy President, your people are ready for you. Please come and address us.
Roar, young lions, roar. Roar, young lions, roar. Zayithola kanjani? Selekhoneni. Zoyithola kanjani? Selekhoneni. Halala Limpopo, halala. Halala Limpopo, halala. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Let's see. It's sharp. Thank you very much. Program directors, Mayor Maropeni Ramukhopa, the Acting Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, and Ms. Nakedi Grace Kekana, the MEC for Sports, Arts and Culture in Limpopo. Let me take this opportunity to greet the Premier of Limpopo, new from the box, Dr. Popi Ramatu. Let me also greet the Speaker of Limpopo, also new from the box, Me Makoma Makurupej. I want to take this opportunity also to greet the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, Ntate Ronald Lamula, Deputy Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Me Nokawe Mafu, Deputy Minister in the Presidency for Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities, Me Sisisi Tolashe. Let me also greet all the ministers and deputy ministers who may be here that I have not seen. Let me greet the Executive Mayor of Polokwane, Local Municipality Councillor John Mpe, the Executive Mayor of Capricorn District, Councillor Mamidou P. Ms. Ayanda Luwaka, Chairperson of NYDA, and the leadership of NYDA here present. Let me also greet the CEO of the Youth Employment Service, Mr. Raivi Naidu. Greet all leaders of political parties who are present here with us today. Kidumedishe Mahoshi Aruna, Alinkhona Lihonu, Banda Bezita Inkwabo Amisheweta, Dabezit. Let me greet all youth formations present here today. Last but not least, all the young people of South Africa. Rere Tobela, Abshe, Ndi matsheloni. Dumelang. Program directors, the National Youth Day this year take place on the day we are also celebrating Father's Day. Let me take this opportunity to wish all the fathers a happy Father's Day as they enjoy it here with us today. We urge you to continue to support your children and your families. Your role is beyond your immediate children and families. We also urge you to support children and families out there and really go out of your way today to spoil them. Program Director, it is my honor to address this Youth Day celebration in a place named after one of our country's greatest sons, Peter Ramushwana Mokaba, the Lion of the North, who is also known for his role as a leading voice amongst the youth in the struggle against apartheid. Today we remember and salute him and the brave youth who fought for the liberation of our country. These warriors showed unwavering determination and were willing to risk their lives against the oppressive racist regime. The uprising, especially in 1976, June 16, were a powerful statement of the youth's desire for change and a better future. It was a brave act of defiance against a system that sought to suppress their potential and destroy their dreams. The ideals for which they lived and died should serve as a great source of inspiration for all of our country's youth as they pursue an inclusive economic growth. As we traverse the economic challenges, we urge the youth to adopt the same attitude as Hector Peterson, Mbuyiswa Makubu, Tsietsi Mashinini, and all the youth of 1976, whose sacrifices gave birth to our political freedom. Their efforts have set us on the right path towards a South Africa that is non-racial, non-sexist, and democratic. It is because of their contribution that we were able to vote on the 7th national and provincial elections, in which more than 16 million South Africans exercised their democratic right to vote without fear or intimidation. On the 14th of June, we witnessed the ushering in of the 7th Parliament through the election of a Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and more importantly, we elected 2 women whom we are confident that will lead our Parliament to greater heights. Equally, we witnessed the very motto of our country being put into practical action, which is unity in diversity. In our diversity, we put our differences aside and voted for the President-elect, President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa. We are confident that under President Ramaphosa and the African National Congress-led government of national unity, we will continue to address the challenges facing young people in this country. In this regard, we will in the next 5 years focus on creating jobs, building an inclusive and growing economy. We will equally focus on implementing a program focused on skilling youth with the skills of the future. Re batla hore batho ba baswa ba be le meshumo. Our young people must have work opportunities. Fellow South Africans, after these 3 decades of democracy, we have once again demonstrated our dedication to the values and principles of democracy through free, fair elections. The elections were a clear demonstration of the strength and vibrancy of our constitutional democracy, highlighting our firm confidence and faith in our transparent and democratic processes. Similar to the events of 1994, the long queues witnessed on voting day served as an affirmation that our democracy is alive at work. Through your vote, you have spoken and given us all a clear message. You want us as political leaders to put our differences aside and work together to build our country and address the challenges affecting our people, but particularly the youth of our country. We are determined to put our differences aside and use our collective strength, skills, and experience to create the South Africa that the fallen heroes of the 1976 uprising fought for. In working towards achieving the National Development Plan Vision 2030, which aims to eradicate poverty and decrease inequality, we need to keep in mind that young people make up more than 2/3 of the population of our country, making them the biggest community in South Africa. Therefore, we cannot move forward without them, without the youth of our country. The National Development Plan places youth at the center of our country's development, correctly arguing that youth participation in our developmental initiative is critical to meeting our growth targets. As a result, we must include young people in discussions that influence their current and our future growth. We are all aware of the challenges that the current government and the current generation of youth face, which includes, amongst others, poverty, social inequality, poor mental health, and also high levels of unemployment. We are also aware that funding has been a challenge as a result of the administrative challenges or difficulties at the National Students Financial Aid Scheme, NSFAS. Together with the youth, we will ensure that NSFAS is administered efficiently, effectively, and that no one is left behind. Re tlo lokisha taba e ya NSFAS gore ka moka bana ba rona ba tshwantse ba hwetse di-bursary le di-loan ba di hwetse. The National Student Financial Aid Scheme remains a critical vehicle that supports students from poor and working class families, with over 70% of university students and more than 90% of TVET college students benefiting from NSFAS with bursaries and loans. Ladies and gentlemen, we must collectively address these challenges. Neither the government or the private sector alone should be responsible for them. These challenges necessitate a whole of society approach. In other words, we must work together. The private sector, government, and civil society must work together to address these challenges. We have to work together to provide young people, especially those in remote rural areas, with better access to quality education that can empower them with the basic skills to become more productive in society. We need to equip young people with the necessary skills to adapt to the labor market, but especially to the fourth industrial revolution. This means that we must take more steps to connect our communities to ICT infrastructure. In April of this year, I had the honor of launching phase 2 of South Africa Connect program with Minister Mondli Gungubele here in Limpopo, which intends to bridge the digital divide between the wealthy and the disadvantaged. This effort seeks to empower young people to participate in the global society and create or find employment from the comfort of their homes. And this is already a reality. When we were here with Minister Gungubele in Limpopo, there were young people who were showing us how they were applying for jobs in the comfort of their homes. We must also collaborate to address the growing concern about poor mental health amongst young people. Even more worrying is that mental health services and support systems are often inadequate, leading to the non-diagnosis and lack of treatment of mental health or mental illnesses amongst young people. Moreover, many young people have been negatively affected and socially excluded due to social stigma associated with mental illness and also disabilities, as well as the bullying and rejection of the LGBTQI plus individuals. As we celebrate Pride Month, we must remember that the LGBTQI plus people are more than twice as likely as straight men and women to experience also mental health issues in their lifetime. They have a 2.5 times higher risk of depression, anxiety, and substance abuse than heterosexuals. We cannot allow this to continue on our watch. We need to protect everybody's rights and support those who require health care. As young people, I urge you to use your voice to condemn injustice and unfair treatment of the LGBTQI plus individuals. Program directors, I would like to commend the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture for promoting the Sports for Youth Development initiative as a serious medium of intervention that promotes the physical and mental health of youth and reinforces the fact that young people are at the heart of South Africa at Work to promote unity, active citizenry, and development. Ladies and gentlemen, as we develop young people, especially young people socially, we must also not lose sight of empowering them economically. Economic growth, transformation, and job creation have been at the forefront of the 6th administration's program. Hence, the theme of this year's Youth Month is actively embracing the socio-economic gains of our democracy. Since 2019, we have implemented a range of growth-enhancing structural reforms to remove the constraints that have held back growth, attract higher levels of investments, and make our economy more efficient and competitive. At the top of government's list is making sure that young people get the education and skills they need. Like the father of our nation, President Nelson Mandela once said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon with which we can change the world," close quote. Through education, the youth can be empowered towards economic freedom. Over the years, we have invested hugely in a transformed education system. We pride ourselves on the fact that our spending on education as a proportion of our overall government expenditure in GDP far exceeds the benchmark set by UNESCO, which recommends allocating 15 to 20% of public spending and about 4 to 6% of GDP to education. Program directors, despite the country's challenging financial circumstances, the government continues to invest in youth human capital development, allocating more than 31.8 billion rands for basic education in 2023 and 130.1 billion rand for post-secondary education training in 2022. Moving forward, we will continue to invest in the establishment of more inclusive education systems that provide quality education to children, particularly those from low-income and working-class families, beginning in the foundation phase and then continuing throughout to higher education. We are committed to addressing the plight of youth through the NYDA's Job Creation and Enterprise Development Program. Additionally, the NYDA provides a variety of programs to assist individuals pursuing higher education. Today, I had the privilege of meeting some of these beneficiaries of the NYDA program and trailblazers who are optimistic about our country's future. You yourself had an opportunity to listen to them this morning. These include Marumo Masemula, who through the Solomon Mahlangu Scholarship Fund obtained a Bachelor of Accounting Science degree at the University of Limpopo. Harimopele Mahofi. Remoni Marumo ubulechele rona this morning. In February 2024, she qualified as a chartered accountant. She continued her membership with the African Women Chartered Accountants on a national level and now serves under the Professional Development Committee, where she advises the youth about career opportunities to allow, to follow, and also how to navigate being a young professional. I think she also said a lot about what she's doing and also assisting young people. Additionally, I had an opportunity as well to meet Alwande Sikosana. I met her here on the stage when he finished speaking. Now, Alandwe, as we have all seen, is a Paralympic athlete who is currently ranked #1 in Africa and 25th in the world. He won the first African Paralympic Games and qualified for a Paralympics. He uses sports to inspire young people and show that nothing is impossible. As President Nelson Mandela once said, and I quote, "Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language that they understand," close quote. I also had the opportunity to engage with one of Limpopo's finest, Clement Mausa of Skimsam, who hails from here in Limpopo, Haram Mautla village. He exemplifies how one's aspiration can transcend geographical boundaries. Harmo pele mahofile. Despite their age, these young people have seized the opportunity provided by the democratic government and are significantly contributing to the development of our country. As a government, we want to see more young people actively involved in the economy and participating in decisions that affect their lives. Our democracy has provided you as young people with unprecedented opportunities for growth and development. As young people always say, nothing for us without us. As a youth, it is incumbent upon you to actively embrace these socio-economic gains and leverage them to create a better future for yourselves and generations to come. We need young people to rise up for themselves and become the change they desire. This time around, young people have a government that cares, that prioritizes their needs and wants to see them succeed, unlike that government of 1976. Our comprehensive approach to reducing youth unemployment includes formal education, internships, and assistance for youth entrepreneurship, particularly through the Presidential Youth Employment Intervention. These developments and empowerment initiative provides young people with the support they need to face and overcome all the obstacles they face. The government has implemented these initiatives to increase youth participation in the economy, such as the Presidential Employment Stimulus Program. This program has provided opportunities to over more than 1 million participants, and 84% of them are young people. Program directors, the government has also implemented the employment tax incentive to encourage the private sector to hire more young people by sharing the cost of employment with employers encouraging the hiring of a large number of young people. In addition, the government has also introduced social employment initiatives that aim to address local needs such as community safety, early childhood development, and also deal with gender-based violence. Furthermore, we responded to the need for skills development and youth employment by allowing unemployed graduates to gain experience through the public service graduate internship and learnership programs. In order to strengthen service delivery, build patriotism, promote nation building, foster social cohesion, and help youth acquire the occupational skills necessary to access sustainable livelihood opportunities, we have revitalized the National Youth Service Program. Premier, I spoke to you earlier about this program. When we launched it with Minister Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma and Minister of Defense, Minister Thandi Modise, they were targeting to start with 100,000 young people. And we agreed with them that they are going to push that program. With the support of the presidency, we want to have or target 1 million young people. So Minister Thandi Modise was saying to me, we are starting with 100,000, Deputy President, because we don't have enough money. If you can help us, get us more money, we will indeed create a new target of 1 million young people. Program directors, we remain committed to championing programs and initiatives that limit the impact of unemployment amongst young people. To date, over 4.8 million young people have registered on South African Youth Mobi, a zero-rated online platform for young South Africans to access opportunities for learning and also for earning. As the government rolls out these various programs to draw young people into the economy, we need young people themselves to take up this challenge. Youth have the potential through united action to turn around the challenges of unemployment and take their rightful place in our society. As we celebrate our achievements, we must also commit to addressing these challenges head-on and working towards a more equitable and inclusive society. As the government, especially in the 7th administration, we will do everything in our power to mobilize all the resources at our disposal to have the opportunity to create better opportunities for our young people. We commit to improving our actions and prioritizing your needs. We will not go down the road that would be detrimental to our nation's future and the sacrifices made by the heroes and heroines of June 16, 1976. We must never forget that today's youth will become tomorrow's leaders, and failing to adequately prepare them for these responsibilities will only lead the nation into a downward spiral and a bleak future. Without the employment of young people, growth cannot occur. They represent our hopes for a better and more prosperous society. As envisaged by the NDP, young entrepreneurs, innovators, and other professionals will propel us as a nation, creating a more diverse and transform economic landscape, it will continue to propel us forward. As I conclude, program directors, I am confident that the 7th administration will continue with efforts to position young people as essential drivers and beneficiaries of economic transformation. I urge all stakeholders, including business, civil society, and labor, to work with the government to address all issues affecting our young people. Any contribution to youth empowerment is an investment in a bright future for our country, not just for the youth, but our country as a whole. Program Director, I thank you for this opportunity. Ki a leboga, ki leboga go menagane, a khensa inkomo.
Thank you very much, Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa. Halala, Deputy President Mashatile, halala. Repilele, Deputy President Mashatile, repilele. Thank you very much for those fruitful words that have just displayed that the government that is led by the ruling party, the African National Congress, really does care about the youth of South Africa. The Deputy President, of course,